It is real. What's going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger. Ladies and gentlemen, the Summer Game Fest has come and gone, and with it, we have the official confirmation of a brand spanking new LEGO game. And yes, the rumors were indeed true. PlayStation is making a LEGO title. Now, of course, the trailer itself is absolutely stellar. We're going to break down all the details and the relevant information for the game during this video. If you guys do enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a like here on YouTube. Thank you so very much for your support. And like always, let's dive on in. All right, so obviously we're talking LEGO Horizon Adventures. Now, this game looks absolutely wonderful, from the charming comedy that is present all throughout the trailer itself to the really cool visuals. I was quite impressed. There is one tiny little nitpick that I do have, and I do want to say it at the very top of the video just because it's really just the only thing that I am kind of bummed out about, at least with this first reveal, and that is the fact that it does not seem like they're going to be adapting a whole lot of the gameplay mechanics from the Horizon video game. Now, as someone who's a big fan of the first Horizon video game especially, I was really hoping that they would adapt some of the intricacies of the hunting gameplay that is present within those games. And unfortunately, it seems like they're going for a much more casual nature for this gameplay because it is very simplified, which, to be fair, I mean, I know what people are going to say. Hey, Blitz, it's a LEGO game. What are you expecting? And that's a valid point, but I really was hoping that they would maybe incorporate a little bit of those kind of gameplay mechanics with, like, you know, using up different types of traps and setting up different sort of pathways for enemies to run through. I was really hoping that something like that would be present, and unfortunately, at least the first trailer does not seem to show anything like that. Now, with that being said, though, holy moly, was this a really fun reveal. From the fact that they really are going all LEGO with this, which was so freaking impressive. I mean, I've played a lot of LEGO games, and one thing that they oftentimes do is that they build a lot of things out of LEGO, but a lot of the world is still just a video game. It still does not look, quote unquote, like it is made out of LEGO. That is certainly not the case here. I mean, they have gone all out. If you look at almost everything, with the exception of really far out in the backgrounds with like painted on skies and things like that, a lot of this game is legitimately brick built, meaning that almost all of the environments, the trees, the plants, everything is built out of legitimate LEGO pieces, which is so freaking impressive. It really makes it feel unique compared to the TT LEGO games. It makes it look a little different, and also to a certain extent gives me a bit more of a vibe of the LEGO movies over the LEGO games that have come before this. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. Let me know in the comment section down below. I also think that the movement kind of resembles a little bit more of the style of movement that we see in the LEGO films over LEGO games. So again, just an interesting detail to pay attention to there. Now, speaking of details, it also seems like the customization and the attention to detail within the customizers looks immense. I really love that we're going to be seemingly getting quite a bit of variations in terms of costumes that you could wear for your characters that you're going to be playing as, whether it is Aloy or, of course, Vart, whomever you choose to, I guess, play as, which is super duper cool. Which, by the way, yes, there is co-op. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. It's extremely exciting revelations for LEGO games and improvements for LEGO games, so we'll talk about that in just one sec. But the designs themselves look wonderful. I'm very excited to see what kind of costumes will be available, because the trailer itself clearly teases that there are costumes that are based on the Horizon universe. There's also stuff that's much more so from the LEGO universe side of things, which I am a super duper big fan of, so I'm excited to see that unfold. I also was really impressed by this sort of, it seems like almost like a village building mechanic that seems to be introduced throughout the trailer. So it seems like we're probably going to be able to build out a base of some sort within the game itself, which seems really freaking cool, especially because, again, look at the attention to detail here. The buildings themselves are seemingly made all out of LEGO bricks, which is super duper sick, and hopefully will translate to some real life sets as well. Now, of course, if you've watched the trailer, you probably also noticed that there was not a whole lot of discussion about the story. The trailer is much more so lighthearted and just really fun to showcase this world in a very colorful and very detailed manner. But interestingly enough, LEGO themselves have shared some information about what type of a storyline LEGO Horizon Adventures will actually have. So let's take a look, or I guess let's take a listen. In a distant future, the land is made of LEGO bricks, and incredible dinosaur-like machines roam the Earth. Aloy, the game's leading hero, is found in a cave as a baby and raised by a grizzled huntsman called Frost, who teaches her the way of the wilds. One day, Aloy embarks on a quest to discover her true destiny, guided by a 1,000-year-old hologram of a scientist called Elizabeth. Aloy must confront Helis, the leader of a group of sun worshippers who bow to an ancient evil shrouded in mystery. There's much more in store for Aloy and her friends. Notice that it does say plural there, which is interesting, as their adventure sends them across the tallest mountains and deepest cauldrons, all beautifully recreated with LEGO elements. So it does sound like this is going to be an epic Horizon adventure. If you like the storyline of Horizon, it seems like this is probably something that will be up your alley. But in addition to that, if you love LEGO games, this definitely seems like it would be up your alley as well, because the trailer itself does a really great job of essentially trying to take the much more serious nature of Horizon and, I wouldn't say dumb it down, but I guess maybe just simply simplify it down to something that is a little bit more family friendly and is definitely a lot more comedic than what the original IP was. Now let's discuss a bit more of the technical side of things, and that is details like, hey, what platform is this going to be releasing on? And when will we actually get to play this game? Well, fortunately enough, this is where things get even more exciting, because this is the very first time ever that PlayStation will actually be publishing one of their original IPs over on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, I was extremely surprised when I saw that revelation at the end of the trailer. Now, that is not where the surprises end, because similarly to what we saw with their recently released Helldivers video game, this game will also be releasing on the PC platform, both on the Epic Games Store and the Steam Store as well. So if you are a PC gamer, you'll be able to pick this up day one. If you're a Nintendo Switch owner, you'll be able to pick this up day one. And interestingly enough, this will be releasing on PlayStation, of course, but only on the PlayStation 5, which is definitely a bit of a head scratcher, just because of the fact that obviously there's a lot of PS4 users out there. And when you think about the Nintendo Switch, it is not much more so impressive than something like the PS4. In fact, I believe that its technical specs are actually lower than the PS4. So it is kind of confusing as to why they would not have tried to release this on PS4 as well, so that as many people as possible could actually play this game. However, I guess from a strategy perspective, if you're PlayStation and you're trying to get everybody to buy a PlayStation 5 and stop using their PlayStation 4s, I guess it kind of makes sense why they would restrict it to the PS5. Oh, and yeah, if you're an Xbox player, unfortunately, this is one that you're going to have to skip. As far as when the game will be releasing, all we have as of right now is holiday 2024, which I think is perfect. I mean, this definitely seems like a perfect game to play during the Christmas season while you have the fam relaxing at home and stuff. This is going to be an absolute blast, especially because of the fact that, of course, this game has co-op. Now, here's where things get super duper exciting again, because not only will this game support regular couch co-op, but it will actually support online co-op, which is just like, oh my goodness, finally. Holy moly, we have been wishing for LEGO games to have online co-op and online support for so freaking long, and finally with things like LEGO 2K Drive and now this, we are finally getting some lovely online features present in LEGO titles. Now, you might be also curious about who's actually building this game, because I have seen some people suggest that TT Games is the one that's building this. No, they are not involved with this title. I mean, maybe behind the scenes, maybe they were consulted or something like that. We don't know any sort of details like that, but as of right now, there's no evidence that anyone from TT Games has anything to do with this game. This is being published by Sony. This is being developed by Studio Gobo. And yes, apparently there was a little bit of support from Guerrilla Studios, which is of course the team that actually built Horizon to begin with. So keep in mind that most of this project is being tackled by the Studio Gobo team, which if you're like me, you probably are scratching your head and going like, Studio Gobo, who's that? I've never heard of them. Well, I went into the rabbit hole and started doing a little bit of research about what have they done before, what do we know about them from the previous games that they've made, just to kind of get an idea of how high quality of a game we can expect in terms of the pedigree of the people that are being involved here. And it seems like essentially they are a team that was helping a bunch of other teams complete their games. So this is, at least from what I could tell, their first standalone developed project in terms of something that they are at the front and center of. So that should be pretty exciting to see. However, I will also say they have worked on some giant games. Like their most recent game on their website is actually Hogwarts Legacy, which, considering how well made that game was, this is definitely obviously a positive development. Did also work on Redfall. We're not going to talk about that. And in addition to that, they have a really, really long track record of working on Disney Infinity titles, which is super duper exciting because they built the Star Wars Rise Against the Empire playset, I guess, in Disney Infinity 3.0, which is awesome. They also worked on the Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy playset for Disney Infinity 2.0 and the Pirates of the Caribbean playset in Disney Infinity 1.0. And interestingly enough, if you go on their website, front and center, they actually have the confirmation of Disney Infinity 4.0, and apparently they were the ones that were building the Moana playset. Oh, and as ridiculous as it was to see the shark attack in this trailer, which was pretty freaking awesome, by the way, I have to point out, holy moly, Aloy uses a brick separator as a weapon. How ridiculous is that? That is incredible attention to detail. I love seeing that in this trailer. I cannot wait to see what other goofy weapons might be included within this game. So there you have it. That wraps it up on the first update and reveal for LEGO Horizon Adventures. Make sure that you guys are subscribed so that you do not miss out on more updates for this game as they continue to drop towards the holiday 2024 release date. And yes, of course, I'll be playing it here on the channel. Cannot wait to dive into that as well. Now, beyond all of that, as I always say, if you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like. Thank you so very much for your support. Hopefully catch you guys here on the next one. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye, everybody.